The media called Nicole Smith a gold digger, and the courts said she was greedy, but she was much more than that. She was a small-town girl who escaped poverty, became a Playboy model, and fought a 15-year legal battle that even reached the Supreme Court. Sadly, she died before she could receive any money. Today, her daughter, Dannielynn, is grown up and finally sharing the truth about her mother, and the strange signs that make her believe Anna is still watching over her. Nicole Smith was born as Vicki Lynn Hogan on November 28, 1967, in Houston, Texas. When she was less than 2 years old, her parents divorced, and her mother, Virgie Mae Hogan, raised her in a small Texas town called Mahia. Her father was absent most of her life, and growing up was hard. She struggled in school and didn't fit in. She started at Mahia High School but dropped out in the 10th grade. Even as a teen, she dreamed of being famous like Marilyn Monroe. At 14, she left school and started working as a waitress at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken to support herself. There, she met Billy Wayne Smith, a 16-year-old fry cook. They quickly fell in love and got married when Anna was 17, on April 4, 1985. A year later, she gave birth to their son, Daniel Wayne Smith. But their marriage didn't last. Anna said Billy was jealous and controlling. By mid-1986, she left him and moved to Houston with baby Daniel. She worked at Walmart and Red Lobster, but money was tight, and she could barely make ends meet. Out of options, she started working as a dancer in strip clubs to support her son. In 1992, she took a bold step and sent nude photos of herself to Playboy magazine. It changed her life. Hugh Hefner saw potential in her, and soon she was on the cover of Playboy in March 1992. Her resemblance to Marilyn Monroe made her stand out, and in 1993 she became Playmate of the Year. Fame came fast. She went from working in small-town restaurants to modeling for big brands and attending glamorous events. That same year, Paul Marciano, the co-founder of Guess Jeans, gave her a major modeling contract. He also helped her come up with a new name, Anna Nicole. Her Guess campaign was a hit, and her photos reminded people of 1950s Hollywood stars like Jane Mansfield. Her curves and confidence made her a symbol of beauty at a time when most models were very thin. She later modeled for brands like H&M and Lane Bryant, proving that women with curves could also succeed in fashion. In 1994, Anna tried acting. She appeared in Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult and The Hudsucker Proxy. Though her performances got mixed reviews, she became even more famous. People saw her not just as a model but as a celebrity. Her life changed again in 1991 when she met billionaire J. Howard Marshall II at a Houston strip club. She was 24 and struggling to make money. He was 86, a lonely widower who had recently lost his wife and longtime companion. He was instantly charmed by Anna and began giving her expensive gifts, including a Mercedes, jewelry, and thousands of dollars each month. He proposed several times, and finally, in 1994, they married. Anna was 26, and he was 89. Many people believed she married him for his money, but Anna always said she loved him and that he gave her kindness and respect. Unfortunately, Marshall never put her in his will, even though he had promised her half of his fortune. When he died in 1995, she was left with nothing. What followed was one of the longest legal battles in American history. Anna claimed that Marshall had promised her part of his $1.6 billion estate, but his son, E. Pierce Marshall, denied it. For years, the case went back and forth between courts. At one point, she was awarded $450 million, then later $88 million, and then nothing at all. Finally, in 2006, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in her favor, allowing her to continue the fight, but she never got the chance to see it through. In 2002, Anna starred in the Anna Nicole Show on E! Network. It became a hit because people couldn't look away from her chaotic life. The show was funny but also sad, showing her struggles with money, fame, and addiction. Her son Daniel often looked uncomfortable as cameras followed their lives. Critics said the show was exploiting her problems. Many noticed her slurred speech and strange behavior, which led to rumors she was using drugs. Sadly, instead of helping her, the show made things worse. By 2004, her public image had suffered. At the MTV Video Music Awards that year, she stumbled on stage and slurred her words, making headlines again. Her addiction to prescription drugs like Valium and chloral hydrate became more serious. In 2006, she announced on her website that she was pregnant. On September 7, 2006, she gave birth to a baby girl named Dannielynn in the Bahamas. Her lawyer and companion, Howard K. Stern, was listed as the father, but photographer Larry Birkhead said he was the real one. The paternity case became huge news. 2 other men even claimed to be the father. While all this was happening, reports revealed that Anna had been taking methadone during her pregnancy under a fake name. Her health was getting worse, and her life was spinning out of control. Just months later, tragedy struck. Her son Daniel died suddenly from an overdose while visiting her in the hospital, only 3 days after Dannielynn was born. Anna was devastated. 5 months later, on February 8, 2007, she was found dead in a hotel room in Florida. The cause was an accidental overdose. Anna Nicole Smith's story was one of dreams, fame, heartbreak, and loss. She wanted to be loved and remembered, and though her life ended too soon, her daughter Dannielynn keeps her memory alive, along with the belief that her mother still watches over her. The California Medical Board opened an investigation into the doctor who prescribed Anna Nicole Smith's medications, but he defended his actions and said the treatment was appropriate. A U.S. judge later ordered DNA testing to find out who was the real father of her baby, but before the case could be settled, tragedy struck. On February 8, 2007, Anna was found unconscious in her hotel room in Florida. She was rushed to the hospital, but doctors couldn't save her. She had died from an overdose of prescription drugs. Larry Birkhead's lawyer quickly asked for an emergency DNA sample from her body, but the judge refused and ordered that her body be preserved until February 20. Finally, in April 2007, a Bahamian court ruled that Larry Birkhead was the biological father of her daughter, Dannielynn. He changed her birth certificate and got permission to take her back to the United States. Howard K. Stern didn't fight the decision, but Anna's mother, Virgie Arthur, tried to appeal it to gain custody of her granddaughter. The court denied her request and even ordered her to pay legal fees. After the long legal battle, Birkhead finally brought Dannielynn home, but by then, the damage had already been done. Only 3 days after Anna gave birth on September 7, 2006, her life fell apart. On September 10, her 20-year-old son Daniel died while visiting her in the hospital. He had come to meet his baby sister but never got the chance to leave. The autopsy revealed that he died from a mix of methadone and antidepressants, and a Bahamian jury ruled it an accidental overdose. He was buried on October 19, 2006, in the Bahamas. Anna was heartbroken. Her lawyer and companion, Howard K. Stern, said Daniel was her entire world. At his funeral, she tried to climb into the coffin and said she wanted to be buried with him. Stern later said she was never the same after his death. Still grieving, Anna and Stern held a private commitment ceremony in the Bahamas on September 28, 2006. They exchanged vows and rings before a Baptist minister, but it wasn't a legal marriage, just a symbolic one. Some people question the timing, but her lawyer explained they needed something to hold on to after so much loss. Photos from the ceremony were sold to People magazine for $1 million. Anna decided to stay in the Bahamas, which led to more controversy. Some said she wanted to avoid a paternity test for her newborn, while others believed she was trying to escape the chaos in the U.S. In late 2006, Bahamian Immigration Minister Shane Gibson granted her permanent residency. Soon after, a local newspaper published a photo of Anna lying in bed next to Gibson, fully clothed but looking intimate. The public outrage forced him to resign. On February 8, 2007, Anna was found unresponsive in her room at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida. Her bodyguard and his wife, a nurse, tried to save her with CPR, but she was pronounced dead at the hospital. She was only 39. The medical examiner ruled her death an accidental overdose. The main cause was the sedative chloral hydrate, but she also had several prescription drugs in her system, including 4 benzodiazepines, diphenhydramine, and topiramate. No illegal drugs were found, though traces of methadone, linked to her son's death, were present, showing she had taken it days earlier. The autopsy also found abscesses from vitamin and hormone injections and mild inflammation that may have weakened her. Out of the 11 drugs in her system, 8 were prescribed to Howard K. Stern, 2 were under the name Alex Katz, and 1 was prescribed by her psychiatrist, Dr. Christine Arashevich, who had written all of them. Anna's funeral took place on March 2, 2007, in the Bahamas. Her will, signed in 2001, left everything to her son Daniel and made Stern the executor, specifically excluding any future children. That meant baby Dannielynn, only a few months old, was left out. Her estate included personal items worth about $10,000 and a house valued at $1.8 million, though it carried a $1.1 million mortgage. Larry Birkhead, who was later confirmed as Dannielynn's father, became involved in the legal battle over her estate. In 2008, Anna's mother, Virgie Arthur, sued TMZ, CBS, Entertainment Tonight, and several journalists, claiming they spread lies that damaged her reputation and hurt her custody fight for her granddaughter. The case even saw one blogger jailed for refusing to turn over evidence, but in the end, the lawsuit was dismissed, and the court ruled in favor of the media outlets. Dannielynn Birkhead has grown up in the public eye but has never let fame control her life. Born in September 2006 to Anna Nicole Smith and Larry Birkhead, she was just 5 months old when her mother died. Larry chose to raise her away from Hollywood to give her a normal, peaceful childhood. Now, at 18, Dannielynn is confident, ambitious, and finding her own path. For her 18th birthday in September 2024, she had a Beetlejuice-themed party, wearing a spiderweb print dress, dramatic sleeves, and black lipstick. Her dad shared a loving message, saying how proud he was of her. Though she enjoys fun and creativity, her main focus is her education. She plans to study forensic science and Japanese, inspired by her love for solving mysteries and her fascination with Japanese culture. She's also creative and has acted in school plays. When she was 6, she modeled for Guess Kids as a tribute to her mother, but Larry refused any further modeling jobs, wanting her to enjoy her childhood. Still, Dannielynn dreams of starting her own clothing and cosmetics line one day. She and her dad share a close bond. They go to concerts, like a Duran Duran show they both loved, and celebrate Halloween with elaborate costumes. Dannielynn loves roller coasters and tells her dad not to hold on so she can feel the full thrill. Larry protects her privacy by keeping her social media private and blocking internet searches about her family when she was younger. Despite the loss, Anna's presence is still felt in their lives. Butterflies have become a symbol that reminds them of her. A portrait of Anna hangs in Dannielynn's room, keeping her mother's memory close. In 2025, when false rumors about Anna's death spread again, Larry and Dannielynn released a statement saying they trust real, credible sources, not sensationalized stories. One of Dannielynn's biggest dreams came true in January 2025 when she met Hugh Jackman after his Broadway show. Larry surprised her with front-row tickets and a life-size cutout of Jackman for Christmas. When she met him in person, she was overjoyed, and the video of their meeting went viral. Now, as she grows into adulthood, Dannielynn balances normal teenage life, studying, hanging out with friends, and going to amusement parks, with the weight of her mother's legacy. Through it all, she stays calm, kind, and grounded. Larry often says he's amazed by how strong and graceful she is, and how beautifully she carries both her mother's spirit and her own.